Hello there, koalas and kiwis. Welcome to Basically Misled.
I'm Dagny.
And I'm Day.
We give advice. 50% is life-changing, 50% will leave you crying in a stairwell by the end of the day. You decide which is which.
Come procrastinate with us while we chatter endlessly about things you could probably just Google.
Today we're welcoming our special guest, Hannah. Hi, Hannah.
Hi. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Just dandy.
Yeah. Yeah, today we were thinking we were going to talk about the Writing Center, which is a pretty cool place. And I know that because I took Cultivating Voice in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not last year. The year before, I think, actually.
2017 spring. That's when you took it.
Thanks for reminding me. Anyway, and that was a super cool class. I would tell anyone to take it. But, so, and that was like...
Were we in the same CV
That's
course?
what I'm like, is that why you look familiar?
No, it's like, I think I know you.
And I didn't know if that's because, like, you were, like, doing something else in the Writing Center at that time, or if you were literally in my class.
I think we may have been in the same class.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I've only worked there a year.
Yeah.
So it would have been the spring.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's cool. Yeah, I applied to be, to do the next internship, but I didn't get it, so. And I just didn't go, so you have what it takes. I did it. So, I think it was fine, though. I'm not the best, editor with anything, smaller than, a paragraphs. Once it gets into, really, sentence grammar, I'm kind of who cares about that? And I'm not interested. So I was like, oh, that's not a really strong suit of mine.
I just used Dagny's knowledge from that class to help me with my papers.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to be the best, but...
Yeah. I feel like I can help people with, writing decent enough, but...
Yeah.
I don't do it professionally like you do, so... Yeah. So, how do you like working there? Or, how did you decide to, work there? That's what I want to know.
Well, I had never been to the Writing Center, and a TA for my program recommended that I take Cultivating Voice.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounded kind of cool, so I took it. And then I just kind of followed through. And I wasn't really sure what I was getting into, but it seemed really cool. And now that I've worked there for a year, I really love it. It's one of my favorite places on campus to be.
Yeah, it's a really chill place. I still I don't go there that much. I think I've been there actually once since taking that. But
Really?
I always,
I feel like you've been there more. Maybe not.
I don't think so. It's a really cool place, but I'm just I
You
think
just
of it very
talk
fondly.
about it.
I tell people to go there.
Yeah.
If I don't go there myself. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an awesome resource.
Yeah. I need to go there
Yeah.
for my academic statement.
It's super helpful.
Yeah.
Especially for writing like that, where it's high stakes and you're trying to balance professionalism and just yourself and your personality and your voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then no one really knows what it is or what it's for.
Right. Yeah. How many people do you get with academic statements? Is it what percent of people come in with that, or is it that just not
I
a
have
big
no
problem?
idea. Well, it's also I'm one of 20 so people that work there, so I have no idea of really who's coming into the center. It does come in waves for that though. We tend to get more people in the spring when most people are graduating or it's due.
Yeah.
Or the last 3 weeks of the quarter tend to be busier.
Yeah. What's your favorite type of thing to get and help people with?
I love brainstorming. So when people come in and they're like, this is my assignment, I have no idea what I'm doing. That's my favorite.
Nice. Yeah.
Do you have a least favorite, or is that not a professional answer?
I do have things that make me uncomfortable as a tutor.
Mm-hmm.
Like what you were saying, I'm uncomfortable with like giving people editing or proofreading suggestions because I don't. That's not my strength. So I'm like, I don't know. This sentence looks fine to me.
Yeah. I went there. I had two things. I wanted I worked a little bit on my academic statement, but I also just talked to someone about a creative writing thing that I was thinking about, and so they do that as well. Just so people know.
Yeah.
They just
personal
do any writing apparently.
Anything.
Weird.
Applications for grad schools.
Yeah.
Hey, I should get in on that.
Yeah. Did you have to learn? Did you learn extra stuff about writing professionally, in the class or something, or do you just you just know things, so you know how to help people make applications and stuff?
I personally didn't learn extra things. I mean, the class we did write a lot in the class and talked a lot about writing process. And I think that's more what our training was the writing process. A lot of the tutors do identify as writers and write a lot on their own. For myself as a tutor, I don't feel like I'm a good writer, and I really I'm the writer that comes into the writing center to get help on my writing, but I am able to support writers through the process even when their writing skills are actually beyond what my ability is.
Yeah. That's interesting.
That's a good skill to have, I feel like.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Because I feel like I would come in panicked about something, and then to just have somebody that's there to guide me through it would be good.
Oh, I couldn't go in panicked.
I only go in panicked. I only go into things panicked.
No, because if I don't have a sense of calm, then I can't arrive there. I'll just leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like it's an intimidating process for people to come into the center and make an appointment.
I feel
through that whole
I haven't been, aside from the time when we worked on our stuff, our
the ILC.
Yeah. But I'm I should go in there, I just
recommend
haven't. Yeah. Everybody I talk to recommends it. So.
Yeah, and it's not intimidating. You just go up and you're like, "Hi, can I make an appointment?"
Right.
And they're like, "Yes." What time?
It's really easy. Literally all you need to do is go to the desk and tell them your name and why you're there.
Right.
But it's not as scary as people think. But I was the writer that never went in. I was like, no, I'll just go to my dorm. And
Right.
I can do it. And then I cry, and then I have an essay.
Yeah.
But if you can go there and not cry, that's ideal.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I like talking things out a lot. So I think that's helpful just because you end up talking stuff out. And then, I don't know if this is better, but I feel better about it.
Yeah.
So that's
Totally.
good. Yeah. So you said that some people there identify as writers. Do you identify as a writer? Do you write in your free time? Or they're just poems in your notebooks?
I identify as a writer. I dabble. I try to write, but I have a very resistant relationship with it. Probably if I wasn't a writing tutor, I would write a lot less. But I do feel a need to explore that more.
Yeah.
But I definitely would by no means consider what I'm writing good.
Yeah.
In any sense.
Yeah. I feel like I've always had an interesting relationship with writing because I don't feel like I'm a good writer, at all. But I also feel sometimes that, I need to write just to get out of my head, because I'm a type of person who keeps everything in and like thinks about everything, but then writing I feel like is just a way to release all of that, which is really nice. But I always forget I should write, so then I'm like, gosh, I wish like I could just like get this out of my head. I'm like, oh, writing, I should do that, and then like 2 months later I do it. Yeah.
Writing out like journaling type of emotions is actually kind of hard for me, unless apparently it's about love. Then I've got it. Then it just happens. But aside from that, it's like very hard, and I feel like my like release of things is it's more like words combined with drawing for me. Because you really can, I feel like, just like let it out.
Yeah.
But I need to let it out with some like color.
Right.
Usually.
Yeah. And you like to write creatively as well. That's where I'm not good. I'm like, stay away from that.
Yeah. I don't know, because I used to like it so much as a kid, and I did it a lot, and then I just like stopped, and I still really haven't gotten back into it. And I don't know, I feel like it's like intimidating to like go back into. And I feel like there's all of these like metaphors that like writers have about like, oh, it's like a blank page and it's like you against it, and they're fighting, they're doing all of this stuff, and I'm just like, oh, it's so much easier not to. But I do want to get like back into writing. The only way to do that is actually to like do it every single day though, which is crazy.
A commitment.
Wow. Yeah. I don't know. I like reading more than writing, I think. And then I can be like, wow, I'm never going to be as good as this writer right here.
Yeah, I do read a lot. I don't know, I hear that writers are supposed to like read a lot.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Being familiar with words constantly.
Yeah, and different styles and syntax. Although I don't know what that means. I just hear it said a lot.
Right.
Yeah. I took a linguistics class this last quarter. I should know what syntax is.
Yeah. What is it, Dagny?
Okay, wait. Okay, so you got pragmatics is like what it means. I feel like syntax is right before that. I think syntax is sentence structure.
That could
I could see that.
in the context of what I've
I
heard.
don't think it's word structure. I'm pretty sure it's sentence structure. So like we talked about the word, like the sentence, like the man saw the child with the telescope. That's like has two different possible structures, because either the child has the telescope or the man is looking through the telescope, and that has to do with how it's structurally put together.
Which is syntax.
Which is syntax, I think.
Cool.
I could be totally... I think I'm right. Hopefully I'm right. No one calls me out on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But... Yeah. The thing is, though, is that, like, you had to do, like, a writing piece for your class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the piece I think you're talking about? That was for this past...
Yeah, in this quarter. Do they know about it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know which one you're talking about.
I know, we had so many. I forgot about this one. The one where we had to make up a story.
Oh, yeah.
Using Jungian theory, right?
Yeah, we had to have 4 archetypes.
Yeah.
And then all 3 of Karen Horney's personality trends.
Yes.
In 4 characters. Or something.
I had 3 characters in mine.
Maybe there wasn't
Maybe I did it wrong.
I don't know.
Yeah. And there like had to be a shadow archetype.
Some sort of myth.
Yeah, and somebody going towards individualism.
Oh, I didn't do that.
I didn't try to do that. Like, I didn't think, okay, I have to do this going into it. I just kind of did it on my own. But there was a
Yeah.
lot going on.
Yeah, it
in
was
that
a lot of
prom.
components in a one-page story.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
Yeah.
Dagny helped me with mine.
Nice.
Right. But so anyway, Day like gave it to me. She's like, "Can you just look this over?" And I was like, just so like done with my own class. I'm like, I don't want to do my own work, so I just really like
Yeah.
threw myself into it, and basically like, this is not the kind of help that you get at the writing center. I basically rewrote a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, this sounds real nice, and I mean,
She took over my thing
Yeah.
a little
I
bit.
took over. I was going through a very difficult time. I needed it in my
Was
life.
was that right after your breakup?
Yeah, that was right after
Yeah.
the breakup.
Dagny had a breakup and
So you put it all into Day's paper.
Yeah.
Red marker.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because at first I was kind of like, oh, I think it would sound good if you, like, just, like, rearrange these two things. And then I stopped asking, and then I'm like, you need adjectives, so then I just added a lot of
The
adjectives.
thing is I had no idea where my paper should go. And, like,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, I think this is it, this is it, this is it. Like, these 3 characters.
Mm-hmm.
I want it in this structure. But I just am so done. I don't know how to do anything.
Yeah, it's really hard for me to write creatively under, like, the pressure of turning something in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like you can't write creatively when you have to turn it in, or is it just, like, more of, it's okay?
I wouldn't write creatively in any other context, so I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
So I don't like write stories in my free time.
Right.
Right.
But I do think that having the external expectations makes it harder to get the content out because you're so worried about the end product.
Mm-hmm.
At least for myself, I'm like I have to work so hard not to edit as I'm typing a first draft up. And I'm like, oh, but that spelling's wrong, or like that sentence doesn't make sense. But if you get caught up in those details, you can't even move forward.
Right.
So that's what makes it hard for me, having something like due for class.
Yeah.
My freshman year, I took a writing class, basically. It was like creative writing and mixed with what's the one that starts with a P? Persuasive writing.
Mm-hmm.
It was both of those, and we also like read a bunch of fiction, short stories, not so much nonfiction, but some philosophy. And the second quarter we had to write like 2 fictional pieces, and I was so freaked out because I was like, what if like my story's not good, or what will my like classmates think, and what will my teacher think? And I don't think they were that great because I had that like expectation of what I thought they should be, and like listening to what all my other like classmates had for stories, and I was like, wow, they're like writers. They're so much better than me. But I don't know.
Yeah, the whole like something you would share with a bunch of strangers versus like something that's still like meaningful to me is like that's a hard balance for me, because I
Yeah.
feel like the more meaningful it is to me, the more that I like it and feel like it was like worth doing. But then I also have to share it with people, and then so like, but the more I'm doing it, that's like, oh, this isn't too personal. But then I just don't like it as much. I don't know. Some things that it's just like, it's difficult to share writing, I guess, like that.
Yeah, sometimes writing is just to write. There's
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying. Like sometimes those are the best things you ever write,
Right.
or like these things that are really just you getting something out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like that even with the academic statement, where I'm like, I do want this to be like, this was my time at Evergreen, but then also I'm like, this needs to be professional, and I'm like, what do people want to hear when they read this? I don't actually know. Yeah. I wanted to be able to read like a bunch of academic statements because I know that they went through them apparently,
Mm-hmm.
and like decided which ones were like helpful and which ones weren't. And I'm like, make these publicly available so I can read them.
They should. Would be super helpful.
But no, that has not happened yet.
Huh.
That's what I would like.
Yeah. That would be helpful. Yeah, I think when I was first introduced to the academic statement, like, it wasn't introduced well enough to me, because I was like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you want me to do this? And so now I'm kind of realizing the way I want it structured and, like, everything like that. And it was actually helpful because in our class we went over them,
Mm-hmm.
and one of my classmates was really helpful, and they had been to the writing center, and they were like, oh my gosh, you gotta do this, and like, just, like, wrote out a bunch of things as I was talking.
Was that Sarah?
Yeah. Yes. And, yeah, it was just really helpful. And I lost that paper that she wrote on. So it's in my backpack, I think. I gotta find it, and then I can really sit down with the academic statement and look at what she wrote, and maybe go into the writing center and be like, here's what I found. Here's what is written. Here's what I want.
Yeah, you should bring it in.
Yeah. Maybe,
So great.
sometime next quarter. Yeah.
I feel like do you like ever get like really interesting writing pieces that people have
Mm-hmm.
where you're just like, wow, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
You would write about that.
I mean, and there's like people bring in a lot of personal and academic writing.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can imagine the like spectrum of topics we see.
Yeah.
I love people people bring in like research papers, and I'm like reading in depth about like mushrooms on the campus. This is so cool.
Yeah.
And it's stuff that in my discipline that I'm studying, I would never have learned those things. So that's another cool aspect of tutoring.
Yeah. I think I would really like to just read everybody's
Yeah, it's
stuff.
so cool.
Be like, huh, learning something new every day.
That's because you're so nosy.
I know. I'm really like giving those personal pieces. I want in depth
Yeah.
about everyone's uttermost details.
I know, and then you'd probably tell a bunch of people about them.
Hey.
This is bad for a person going into a counseling field. She can't keep secrets from people.
I have been very confidential about the things that have been in our class.
You have.
I mean, there are certain things I haven't been. Like, no, like our discussion about vegan.
Oh,
Stuff.
but that wasn't like you
But
and a
that-
client.
No.
Yeah.
I've never... There was some stuff in our practicum that I was like, oh, that's so interesting. And, like, I wanted to be
Yeah.
like, hey, guess what I learned? But I was like, no, I can't. Like, it's not for you to know. It's for me.
Well, that's good. It's good that you can.
Also,
Yeah, that's an important boundary to hold.
I mean, also, I learned some things about a certain part. I'm being so cryptic. But, like, a place that I worked at, I, like, learned some stuff about what happened there, and I wasn't supposed to say anything, and it, like, messed me up, but I didn't say anything, and I haven't said anything at all to anyone about it, so.
You still haven't
That's a
told me
weird
that.
situation.
No. And I won't.
Why are you keeping the secret, actually? I don't know
It's
this.
confidential.
Yeah. Like, I'm not even supposed to know it.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I don't know.
It's bad for business.
Whose loyalty are you having here? Like, you know what I mean?
Did you learn this from a session?
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
This was from a job I
I see.
had. Yeah.
So you just have information you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But, yeah. Yeah, no. Session stuff, that's no matter what happens in that, I'm not saying anything.
I feel like you really though, like you keep secrets because you're loyal either to people or principles involving certain people.
Yeah.
So which one? What is it?
You're hung up on that. I shouldn't have brought it up. It's probably people.
Certain people. You have loyalty to those people, and that's why you do not share.
I have loyalty to that job.
An organization. Even more in depth.
But
are you a good secret keeper? Do people tell you secrets? You know anything good?
Yeah.
Have some things to share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I get that vibe from you.
Yeah. I don't talk a whole lot.
Right.
Generally, so.
Me, I talk a lot. I say a lot of things.
We read a book this quarter. Well, I mean, I read some of it. I read a lot of it, maybe.
Yeah.
But it was about cryptography and, like, people, like, encrypting all these, like, messages, like, throughout history. And it's, like, so interesting because we had a lot of discussions about, like, the government and, like, what the government should share. But I feel like it was also, like, on a fundamental level, how much information should you share with people to, like, have a smoothly run society? Because some people are like, share everything, but, like, secrets have been, like, we've been, like, working to keep secrets for, like, forever, ever since we could, like, encrypt stuff and, like, all, like, the codes and, like, you know, and now, like, computers do most, like, encryption, you know, but it's, like, keeping secrets from, like, each other, you know, and then, like, I mean, like, even, like, our family, friends, I don't know, it's like, I feel like secrets are, like, kind of essential to some things, but it's interesting because I feel like most advice is, like, to share things and, like, to not keep secrets, so maybe it's just, like, such a strong impulse that no matter how much you tell people to, like, be open and share, they're always gonna keep stuff, so then you don't need to tell people to, like, keep it inside. You know what I mean?
I think it's very personal.
Yeah.
Some people I think of, like, wouldn't share anything, but not. I also know people that if you tell them anything, they've already told somebody else. You know? And, like, they do that with their own stuff too. So I don't think they even realize that maybe you wouldn't want those things shared because they share everything.
I feel like I'm really good at sharing things about other people, but not about myself.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Is that a defense mechanism?
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. I remember I cringe so badly now, but I was on a date, and so on dates you should talk about yourself, right? No. I talked about the person we knew in common the entire day, I think. And it was bad. I cringe even now, and it's been like a year. But,
Wow.
you know, it was a good time, I guess. Yeah.
I feel like I'm actually pretty good at talking about myself.
You are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's in a bad way or not, but I will talk about myself. Yeah.
I think it's good. You share enough to not have people running away.
Just enough, huh? I gotta keep people guessing. Keep them. I'm a mysterious person, you know?
No, she's not. But yeah. No, I'm very... It's funny because in class, I'm kind of like, I want to know everything about everybody in our program. And then I'm like, but do I want to talk to them? Not really.
You're very quiet in class.
Yeah.
A lot of the time.
Yeah. Her teacher, by the way, Hannah and I are in the same class. So it's not confusing. But our teacher today, because I had my eval, she told me that I have a very calm presence in class. I'm always, like, keep my, like, center of focus and everything. And I'm like, yeah, on the outside, not on the inside. But Yeah, I'm quiet in class. I'm shy
Me too.
in class, yeah.
Yeah.
There are some yappers.
Yeah, there are some disruptive energies. For
Yeah.
sure.
But
You're
it's
not
all
one of
good.
them.
no, thanks. You aren't either.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
always so difficult because I feel like you really only need like 3 people who think that they like need to talk all the time to control a whole room. Like you just need 3 of those people,
true.
and then it's just like
It spins out of control.
yeah, it's just gone.
Yeah.
So that's hard. But yeah. I don't remember what this was about, but I think someone told me that I had like a calming presence as well, and I was like, I feel like that's like one of the best compliments for some reason.
Yeah, that's
like
really
I want to
nice.
be a calming presence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might be.
It's hard for me to imagine you as a counselor as a calming presence, honestly. I'm sure you
know.
can, because I feel like you're different than you
I'm
are
very,
with me.
I'm
So
very
obviously it would
different.
be different, but
Yeah.
it's just so weird.
I know. Yeah. There are times where I'm like, can I really be a counselor? Like, but you know, my professor told me I was good for that job today. So she must know.
Yeah, that's a good thing to say at your evaluation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge compliment.
Yeah. I think it's because she just knows me.
Mm.
So she's seen me for like 2 years now, basically.
Watch you develop.
Yeah, so she
Mhm.
can really decipher. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like to know everyone's life details? You kind of like, no, it's fine.
I'm pretty indifferent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm happy to hear them. But I'm also like, I'm not like offended
Mm-hmm.
or disappointed if people don't want to share them.
You don't search for them and like
Mm-mm.
eavesdrop a bunch to like figure them out.
I will eavesdrop.
Okay. Yeah.
Not a huge Facebook stalker.
Not generally.
Me
Missing
neither.
out. No. I don't. I do not stalk that much.
No,
No.
I like to find out people's information like face to face, but then if they don't tell me, then I'm like, okay, like that's the end of that. And like, I don't know. Dave really likes people watching, but I'm just
I
like,
love people watching.
you also like people watching.
Maybe it's a psych thing.
It might be.
What's interesting to you about it?
People are wild. They
And
just
you can
do
tell
some
that just by looking at them.
yeah, and a lot of times you can sort of
Watch them,
decipher
like-
the situation.
Yeah.
And like I surprise myself by how often I'm like, this is how that's gonna play out, and then I watch it play out that way. And I'm like, ooh.
Spook yourself
Yeah.
a little. Yeah,
I can
I
see
just
that. Predict the future. I like predicting the future.
right. I get so happy when I'm watching a show, like a crime show, and I can figure out who did it and how they did it before then. But that might be because I watch a lot and it's all the same. But I don't know. People watching is really fun because then you can figure out relationships between people, I feel like, and kind of just like watch what people do with their life. Yeah.
I will say it was really funny when you had a story about, okay, I think I think they ran back like several times because they were like forgetting something. And so they were just like,
Last year.
last
Yeah.
year. And so they were just like going back and forth.
I spent an entire day in my apartment on campus just watching outside. Like I was
Wow.
reading, but I was really just staring at people. And I lived on the 3rd floor, so nobody looked up really past the 2nd floor, like if they looked up. So I wouldn't get caught that often. I had a couple people like wave at me. Like there was this group of young boys who just would like be walking back and forth, and they would just like wave and yell hi at me until I acknowledged them. Ugh. But there was this one day where I watched everybody, and this person was like walking, and then they stopped and they kind of looked around in their pockets, and then they continued walking, and then they stopped, and then they turned around to go back the way they came, but then they kind of didn't, and then they like walked really quickly back, and I saw them like a couple minutes later walking back, and like they forgot their keys. And then I saw them like 4 hours later coming home from class because I was there that long. But yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. I think that's like a classic thing sometimes people do is when they realize they need to go back, they kind of like make it obvious why. So it's not just like you were walking and then you turned around. Like some people will kind of like do like they'll stop and they'll be like, oh.
Yeah, or they'll be like, oh, I forgot something, and like turn around.
I don't know, maybe I'm just the only one who's faking that. Is that people's genuine reaction when they forget something?
You might fake things.
I'll fake it. Because I'm like, it'll look really weird if I just turn around like mid-walk.
Well, maybe it's because people like Day are sitting there like, watching out the window.
Yeah.
I mean, I know. I'm kind of bummed about our house here because there's not a lot of action that happens. Like,
you could go sit in the library.
Yeah. The kid next door is getting a piano lesson.
Yeah. There's some guitar lessons that happen. We did have a bit of drama across the street when the police were there.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't a friend. Well, I mean, they seemed pretty friendly, but someone had to leave. That was a fun, like, hour of watching.
I just, like, pull up. There's, like, police cars, and I pull up my car, and I get out, and I look, and it's just, like, in the window, it's just, like, Day's face, like, sticking out the window. I'm like, Day,
sneaky.
You were not. People can tell.
Dagny's like, Day, the cops aren't looking at you, but they definitely know you are there. And I was like, I don't care. Yeah. I don't have time to go to the library and just people watch, though. Like, no.
You just gotta multitask, homework and people watch.
See, that's why I can't go to the library for homework. I won't get any done. Yeah, I'll just, like, continue, like, staring at people, and then I'll, like, get really into my music, and then, like, stare at people down, because I usually try to pick a window spot, so I can just watch people walking. I'm like, oh, they're friends. Oh, I know that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I sit in the library to do stuff, which is, like, never, but if I do, then I'm like, there's just so many people around, and I'm like, there's a whole world out here.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody in Hannah and I's class, and they were saying that they like to go to the basement, or they just like to go to one of the rooms, and then they just leave it open. So they're like in a room alone, but then they have people by them, I guess. Or maybe people join them sometimes. I don't know. They're friendly people like her.
Friendly people like her.
Yeah. That's my description of people. But I don't know. Do you get distracted by people a lot?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
I think noises distract me more than visual things.
Right. That's why I tend to try to listen to music.
Yeah, me too.
But music can be distracting.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. How are you feeling about the end of the quarter? How are end of quarters for you? Is it like a...
Yeah.
They're great. I'm always really stoked to be done.
Yeah. Is it different that your class continues on? Are you staying in that class? So you feel like it's not really done because it's just like about to start a
break.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to see what happens.
Me too.
At this point, we don't really know what we're getting into.
Yeah, I'm worried.
Yeah,
but I'm like, it's fine. And then I'm really stressing out. And then, like, I talk to the field coordinator
for
the internship.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's fine. And then
but then
in
nothing
class.
changes.
Right.
So you panic again.
Yeah.
You
And
cycle
then
through.
with the faculty, I'm like, how much are you gonna change?
Yeah.
What are you taking into consideration here?
But also, we're going from 8 credits with her to 2 credits with her, essentially.
Yeah.
So that'll be different.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And we're looking at ethics. Because
Yeah.
apparently sometimes people get kicked out of their internship because of ethics.
Like, a few of the younger students in the past, I was like,
Oh,
oh my god,
God.
what happened?
Whoa.
Yeah, she's like, I used to teach it in the spring, but I think it's best if I teach it in the winter. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
Wow.
What
I was
happened?
bad.
Surprised that we counseled people before
Before.
having learned ethics.
Yeah.
Like, that seems like number 1.
Right.
Step 1.
But like, I never in my past psych classes learned about ethics really. So
Have you ever done any hands-on things like this before?
not internship level. So maybe that's why. Yeah.
Is this like a specific, like, because like ethics is like a pretty
It's the
big
ethics of
category.
psychology, I'm pretty sure. Like doing counseling.
Is
Yeah.
that like from a certain like organization that has like created these?
I imagine it's APA.
Yeah, it's probably
Okay.
APA.
So then like,
But I don't
just
think it'll be like
same.
the whole philosophical.
Oh no.
Because that goes
Right.
deep.
Yeah.
Like, you get lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll show you the book when I get it.
Oh, is it a big book?
Well, I might just do the mind tap,
It's pretty thick.
but it's a thick one.
That's so big.
Like, somebody came in to the bookstore yesterday, and I was just happened to be there, because, you know, I love the bookstore. And, they were like, wow, this is a thick book. I was like, yeah, this looks like
Yeah.
fun.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's a topic where I'm like, how hard could it be? And then I'm like, well, pretty much every little thing is like dissected in
dissected.
some way. I don't
Right.
know.
A lot of gray area
Yeah.
makes it messy.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm feeling weird about the end of the quarter because like I'm like, oh, thank God it's done, but not really done. But then also I'm like really excited for the next quarter.
Mm-hmm.
But if I think about it too much, I just freak out a little bit. So I'm like, I just need to take some time off from it and
Yeah.
then, you know, party it up week 1 with class, nothing else.
A study party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember somebody asking me if I'd be willing to join a study group. I think with you.
Yeah, we all talked about it and
Yeah,
nothing
nothing
came about.
happened.
But I'm down.
I am down too. Maybe we should get it going
Yeah.
this quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like having study groups.
Yeah. They usually are good.
Mm-hmm. Especially for not having seminar would be helpful.
I think we will be, though. Well, not with the evening class, probably.
I think only with the evening class is my prediction.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Because our professor told me we were going to be doing a lot of talking.
I guess if we only meet once, so maybe it
For like
can't do a whole lot in that
2
time.
hours, 3
Yeah.
hours, though.
We'll see.
She'll probably like to lecture for most of it. Yeah.
Yeah, she does give good lectures though.
Yeah. But
Usually.
we'll want to talk about the cases.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's another part to it. I don't know. We should do one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Solid plan, guys.
Yep. I just like figuring things out, making plans on the podcast, you
Yep.
know?
Yeah, involve everyone.
Yeah. Everyone now knows.
It's hard to get a study group together though sometimes.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know. I've had times when, like, we were trying to get a group together and a bunch of people were like, yeah, we can do it. And then the group was like 8 people and it's just like really too big. I don't like a group that big. But then like in 2 weeks, it was down to like 2 people. And then it was just totally disband by like 3 weeks. And I'm like, this is just not. Which is why I know it's like probably like a pain and they're probably like, oh, college students should like be like adulting on their own, but like when study groups are kind of like mandatory, like you have to like get together with your group to meet, do like a group project, then like that's like a lot better. Like,
Well, in my experience, it doesn't change people committing to the process.
I think it has a little bit for me, so I don't know, maybe that's...
I haven't done a lot of group projects, I feel like. So, I don't know. I also I'm quiet in class. I don't usually talk to very many people. This is the most social I've been in a class before.
Oh, wow.
I think at least.
Probably me too, at least for the first quarter of
Yeah.
the program.
Right. Definitely. Yeah. A lot of people.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah.
Are you going into psychology, like, for your area of emphasis, or are you just, like...
I think psych, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but
Nice.
we'll see.
I mean, yeah. Learn some things along the way.
Yeah.
Then figure it out.
That's good. You seem to have a very, like, calm thing about that, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, so I decided, I was like, oh, I'm going to take this class next quarter that's, like advertising and social media, and I'm like, sounds great, like, it's some, like, business or whatever, like, it'll be a good change. And then I was talking to my teacher, my evaluation, and he was like, oh, you should try this, like, computer science class, which is, like, what I was, like, trying to leave. And then I was like, sounds great. And then I'm like, oh my god, am I really so much of a sucker? Like, all of it takes is just, like, one pitch to me, and I'm like, sounds good. And then I'm like, no. I just have a really unclear idea of what I'm doing. And it troubles me greatly.
I really want Dagny to take the class she's currently enrolled in, the advertising and business one, because there are some books that I want to read from it, and I don't want to buy them. I saw one today that's called Irresistible, and it's about how, I think it's like social media and how it gets you addicted to it, and how it's good for businesses and stuff. I'm like, man, I want to read that book. I don't want to buy it though. So my plan is Dagny to buy it. Yeah.
I don't like social media, actually.
Yeah.
I don't use it, really, or go on it. I have it.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. It would explain, though, because I've probably never been addicted to it.
Right.
I think a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to maintain, at least on Facebook, an idea from everybody else that I don't go on it very much. I posted like one thing, and it was so I could get $1 off of this race we're doing. And somebody actually like I think they like posted something like, Day, are you okay? Because I like posted, and I use my Snapchat quite a lot.
You do.
But that's because I communicate with certain people on there mainly. And then
I keep it anonymous with certain people. Jeez, Day.
I'm talking about friends and other people.
I think you're talking about your Tinder guys. I'm outing you to the listeners. She's definitely talking about Tinder guys.
Yeah, but I'm also talking about like people from back home.
Oh, sure.
But Tinder guys. And then I like every once in a while will post on my Instagram. But that's, can't post too much.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you popped up in my recommended on Facebook.
Oh, really?
But I also have a thing with Facebook where I'm like, I'll let people.
Oh my gosh,
friend
I do that
me.
too. I'm like, I don't send friend requests.
I think the last one I sent was to my brother, because I was like, you're on Facebook now? I'm friend requesting it from you. But, yeah.
Sometimes I go through a thing where I'm like, maybe I need to be friends with everyone I knew from Evergreen so that in like 7 years,
Networking.
like,
yeah,
I'll know how to get a hold of them.
right.
But, like,
But-
not for any practical short-term purpose.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know, people do, like, Facebook groups for events and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find out about things that way.
Yeah. It's nice that, in that sense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, so, this is pretty much good time
To wrap it on up.
to wrap it up.
Yes. Our list of pressing questions continues as we end today's monologue with, are you ready to leave for a trip out of the country tomorrow?
You didn't read it with enough emphasis on tomorrow.
Tomorrow! Are you ready for tomorrow?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Made me feel better. You can now find us on Google Play, YouTube, Spotify, CastBox, and Messy. Just search for Basically Misled.
Send us show ideas and answer our burning questions at basicallymmisled@gmail.com. Thanks for listening and good luck with your future endeavors.
Yay. Cute. Got it? Oh, we forgot to
Almost.
thank Hannah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.